And boop, we alive. Kate, take us away. Ah!
Wait,
So hey guys, quick
Wait, I
poll.
wait, I don't see anything on Twitch.
You gotta refresh it. I had to do the same.
Okay.
So hey guys, quick poll. Just kidding. That's just for us only. Inside jokes. Haha. Anyway, we are finally doing a recap of the events of Palm in the Fist post the Arbor, pre the Molar Isles, which is what we're doing right now. So we're almost caught up. Hooray!
Yeah, let's go.
Yippee! So my cursor's being stupid. So last time Darby was not here. Boo! Before we jump into all that real quick, last time we talked about how we felt about Battle of the Bards / how each of our characters felt about leaving the Arbor. So Darby, if you just like to give a little sprinkling of Cowrie's thoughts about Battle of the Bards / how they're feeling about leaving the Arbor.
Ooh, okie dokie. Definitely a complicated feeling for Cowrie, because it is performing is something that they love very, very much, and it was this turned into this very frightening, overwhelming thing that they tried to pivot and it did not work.
They tried their best.
They tried so hard, but
so
there was simply no coming back from that, to be totally honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the Arbor is a place that Cowrie has really grown up in and is maybe one of like the closest things that they have to home at that time, other than the barn. And at that point, I think there was so much compartmentalizing because Cowrie didn't know what to do with any of it. It's just like, I don't know what this is. I don't know why I can do it, but it's big and it's scary and we have to run. So I'm putting a damn pin in it. And then they sure did. And they didn't touch it for a hot minute.
They still have not touched it to this day.
Not to this day really touched it. Is starting to kind of understand the gravity of it now, knowing that like Delilah died in it and everything. And I think is, especially after, I don't know, they were afraid of thinking too hard about it. And then I think brought it up with Olive, and Olive was like, you didn't mean to. It's okay. And Sakari was like, I didn't mean to. It's okay.
Latched onto the first opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Olive. So it's Kara's like, okay, this is this person I trust, this person I care for very, very much. It must be fine.
Yeah. And it is. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong.
No. But one day soon, we'll perhaps have to unpack that, especially given that we may be running into Delilah as she hunts us down, and as well Barnum and Landon, especially since Cowrie told Barnum that we exploded the Arbor with no further context. See that going over beautifully. So yeah, there's just kind of a big mishmash of things that Cowrie was not quite sure what to do with, other than stow it for later. Because also it's kind of cool and exciting. Like it kind of like is good to feel that powerful, but that's almost the scarier thing. So stow that too.
We're never gonna be allowed back in the Arbor.
We can never come back to this city.
No, he's gonna.
But we're so charming and so hard to kill.
What's our bounty? It's 10,000 for Cowrie.
That went up.
And then
it was 10,000 for Cowrie. It was 5,000 for the rest of you, and then 3,000 for your ship.
Got it. But the ramshackle doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't, no.
So that doesn't count.
Exactly.
We got paint from the bag, man.
Yep.
Yes. I didn't send that Discord message. Whoops.
Hi, Jason.
Hello, Jason. Hello, Jason.
Every time.
Would someone please share that we are live on Twitch, even though we'll probably just be
absolutely.
chatting with Jason. Thank you. But I was gonna say was like, when Kara came to Olive about that, she was coming from the sense of like, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, but also like from the sense of like, oh, like, hey, if you liked this power, then that's cool, you know, like, very, which maybe is not what Kara needed to hear, but it's Olive's only experience with, and like she was in the midst of like coming to terms with her own power as well, and like learning to like that. So hearing like, oh, I don't know this power, like, well, do you like it? Does it make you feel good? Yeah, then do it. Then do it. Then it's okay. Then it's fine. Then you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't mean to kill anybody. You didn't. No. It's fine.
Not a single person was hurt.
No.
Nobody died.
No. Not at all.
They all landed on marshmallows.
Yeah.
When we step on the shores of the arbor, they're gonna come and give us warm embraces.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that scene in fucking Shrek where they're frolicking in the field, and then something, it's like all the pitchforks and torches kind of come over the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Like that performance was so good. Thank you.
Enough time has passed, you know, that they can sit with it, you know?
And then eventually they'll be like, wow, that was a really beautiful artistic experience, and I'm so glad I was there.
Drew, are they gonna cancel the Battle of the Bards next month?
No. But
Full Moon Festival.
Think about how you're right. But like, imagine how funny that would be, being like the follow-up act, and like Egan Turris has to be like, guys, I just want to let you know that we vetted everyone this time. We didn't just let random people come on stage. So it's gonna be a lot tamer. We're gonna have Bongo the clown, and that's it. And then it's done.
Time to disguise myself as Bongo the clown. That's what I'm hearing.
No,
it's Bongo the clown. It's the Clumping Cleric, and that's it.
Bongo and Ongo.
Well, oddly enough, her's not banned because the Clumping Cleric performed.
Yeah,
that's so true.
I'm here to negotiate.
Forgot about
Pleading oopsie daisies.
Pleading oopsie daisies all around.
Oh, yes.
But yes, I think last time we talked about Battle of the Bards and our hot exit.
Yes, we did.
So like the immediate aftermath, her got some stuff. She read a letter from Rahi, or a letter Rahi had that was written by Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
About when she left, got a bunch of cool stuff. I know it's been a while, but Gab, how's you feeling about that?
I totally forgot that happened. Wow.
Impactful.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I still haven't even used either of the weapons, which I'm hopefully going to use now, given I have more strength and can actually wield them. I think at the time it was quite surprising because you're like, oh, maybe maybe Charlotte was kidnapped. Maybe Charlotte was taken away by MRPHD, whatever. And then you were like, oh no, Charlotte willingly left, you know? So I think that was quite shocking because I think for most of the Arbor, me playing her, I was kind of under the impression like, oh, maybe MRPHD or somebody in that form like took Charlotte away, and that was just not the case. So it was very cool. Yeah, and I can't wait to actually use the weapons. And I was reading through them our last like battle, and I was like, wow, these are so sick. Aww. This is gonna be fun. So yeah,
but the sword is more useful on Superior and Trum. But we'll be getting there maybe soon. We shall see. So and then as we mentioned before, the Ramshackle no longer exists. Now we have the HTK Exterminator. Got a whole new paint job. We got La Familia discount on the grip aisle. And got a lot of did we do upgrades on the grip aisle, or we did that on the
on the Molar Isles?
That was in the Molar Isles. You guys got
Okay,
you got a full
okay.
repair and makeover
Yeah.
on the Grip Isle.
Right. Makeover.
What I will say though, I just like think it was so funny that a pirate approached us and was like, "You're going in the wrong direction," and just thankfully could not read, or else we were screwed.
Sailed away.
That was so funny.
What was his name? Jingleheimer? Jinglehopper?
Jiminy, like tongue twister.
Jiminy Tongue Twister.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and that totally is not gonna come back and bite us. No. Not at all.
Jiminy is not the biggest threat that you guys are going to.
No. I just mean
true.
like later on in this arc.
Jiminy is going to single-handedly destroy the entire crew.
Yeah.
The big bad.
He's the big bad.
This is the guy who was eating purple flowers that were thrown in the air by her and gave himself and his whole crew food poisoning.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
He comes back and he's like, well. We meet again.
I learned how to read.
Oh my god. But yeah, because the bounty was put out by Yasa, right?
No,
Or
the bounty was put out by Iggy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because you blew up his... Yeah.
Right. But the stipulations of the bounty were to be returned or brought to
Return
Yasa.
Cowrie to Yasa. The rest are just need to be returned to the Arbor.
Got it. Okay, well, hey, here's the thing. So we got Yasa, we got Iggy. Ortox is in space.
Yes.
I think Gilligan's cool with us.
Yeah.
Still, right? Yeah, we're buddies. And then
Mori Rack. We love Mori
Rack. Yeah, she's our best friend.
We love
yeah,
that.
she
We're
loves us.
besties.
Yeah, I think, we can plead oopsie daisies.
We're like this.
We're like this.
Hit me with a building. Okay.
But yeah, we then sailed to the Grip Isle. Drew, do you want to talk about, or just about the Finger Isles in general, like what inspired the creation of that? Or what any inspirations leading to their creation?
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, if you couldn't tell, the Grip Isles are based on the fingers of a hand. With it being the Finger Isles, and with it being the Grip Isle, the Point Isle, the Swear Isle, the Band Isle, and the Promise Isle. And each of them are a different point of origin for certain species, like piratey-esque, oceanic species, throughout the Palm and the Fist, and also throughout the world of Titanum. So we have water genasi, and then we have mermaids, and then we have just general mercenaries and privateers and things like that. Then we have Selkies, and then we have Loxodon, which is super fun. And I want to give them each a different unique spin. And so we had Kate with Olive and Olive's family largely designed the Grip Isle and kind of work really in hand with the history of the world and everything of the Palm and the Fist and how that kind of affects everything and other campaigns and stuff like that. Then you had the Point and the Point for Lurjo and kind of other stuff like that, being in combination with the Swear with the Swear Isle, the Promise Isle, and then the other main one that really matters was the Band Isle that was made largely for Cowrie to kind of show where Selkie comes from, what Selkie culture is like, and just kind of give a wonderful coming home feeling.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, it's always fun when you're playing D&D and you go to your character's hometown. In that sense, no matter where, it's always a coming home feeling. It at least for Olive, it was interesting because I remember we were playing there, everyone was like, hey, we don't have to go if you don't want to, and me, Kate, I'm like, no, we have to go. I really want to go. Meanwhile, and so trying to justify that for Olive, who has a complicated relationship with her family and her hometown, but very, very glad that we went. Because if we didn't go, we wouldn't have met Kenneth Ward at the Terraborg Mansion
we haven't
house
talked
party.
About Kenneth Ward yet.
We have not.
We have to talk about indoor plumbing.
We have.
Oh yes.
These bougie
yes.
ass motherfuckers.
That 1 year is so funny because like 20 minutes before we went live, we had like a very contentious like back and forth, like a lot of emotions. But for me, I was very sick at the time. So it was like,
And then indoor plumbing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the vibes.
Shitting
were, like,
in a corner.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the first like session of that 1 year, like the vibes were just like so off, and then I had to introduce Ken, which I feel like was perfect because it was the perfect like, come on guys, get fucking mad. It's okay, we can take it. So
Was that when the gaslighting thing happened?
Yes,
Or was that
yes,
the next session?
yes,
That
yes, it
session?
was.
That
Because
was so good.
it's always so. I think the scariest thing that can happen in any form of media is when someone you don't know, or in real life, when someone you don't know comes up to you and says, "Hey, your full name," and it's like, because Ken literally just rocked up, I think, to her and rocked up to her, called her Charlotte, and then rocked up to Cowrie and called Cowrie by all of their names.
no,
Yep.
so fun. I just want to let this be known here, just so we all get the history right. Ken was trying to leave, and her and Mud ran after him.
Right. Right.
I
And
didn't trust that motherfucker.
I was
yeah.
just supporting my bestie, okay?
And the only justification was he acted a little bit too nice, and then you grilled him for 20 minutes.
No, because I remember the thing about him was we were asking around of like, because there were so many people. It's like, wait, so who invited you? Wait, who invited you?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Like, who invited you? And like, what was it? Ken, the one that invited everybody?
No, Ken was not invited by anyone. He didn't
he was
know
not invited by
anybody
anyone.
there.
Right? Yeah.
we knew that he was a mercenary, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
He just openly admitted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you know in this room right now?
Yeah, basically.
Name 5 bands. Name 5 of their top songs.
Name 5 Terraborgs.
There are 5. No, there's more than 5.
You have a big family.
Yeah.
At least 5 Terraborgs.
I think I've said it multiple times, both on stream and off stream, but just shout out to Drew for dealing with me wanting to play a character from a big family.
It was amazing. It's great. Well, because it also that's one of the things that's like because I've asked Kate about this a lot of like, do you want me to like bring back your siblings and your family?
Mm-hmm.
And Kate, let me know like if I get this like correct.
Yeah.
You've mainly said like Olive's story is much more about what she is trying to achieve more than like
Yeah.
her family being in tune. So like
Yeah.
them being in the Arbor and them being at the Grip Battle, that made a lot of sense. But like
Yeah.
them being like along for the adventures kind of undercuts her character. So
For sure. For some reason, I have in my notes it says realizing MRPG was behind Kenneth being there. Is that true?
yes,
Yes.
because
Okay.
he had the architecture plans for the Terrorborg Manor to get into the library.
Right.
That's how I knew where
Right.
the library was. Yeah.
Right.
He was
Well,
he
'cause
was
he set
trying
up
to
the-
get into the library. When
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
like,
and the
what's
whole
your name?
shark-
What's your deal?
And the whole shark gang.
He was working for the Shiver Gang.
Shiver Gang.
Yeah.
You
Good
guys
old-
fucked
good
up
old-
So then
Bull.
was the Shiver? So then the Shiver gang was also working for MRPHD.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Big
Okay.
well, because they were looking for information about like the godly weapon for you know like for Umberly, and like that's the place to get it, but they didn't know that all the records were destroyed. So
Hmm.
this is a dense game. Thank you
Yeah.
all for wanting to do this.
Always. Yeah, we met Carpet and Bull at the
Carpet.
party.
All carpet.
Parts of the Shiver Gang, who Mud knew about for no tragic reasons.
No reason.
No reason. No. Miles, talk about that. What was that like? Of like in general? No, yeah, just in
It-
general.
Totally took me by surprise.
Mhm.
Because I had just said, like, Tango Root hunts for druids, and so you got a bunch of druids in Horcry in the great ancient woods there. And so I was like, yeah, like Mud and his family got, like, they were on a ship and they got attacked, like, off the coast of their home and
Mhm.
got. And that was all I did. That was all I said. There wasn't any, like, it was my shark people. Ah! Fuck you, Taylor Lautner. You know, it wasn't any of that. But
Put some respect on Shark Boy's name.
he would never.
Don't disrespect Shark Boy like this. Dream.
but no, and so I think, but it was really good because now that all has been revealed, it was a really good outlet to put Mud's rage into and explore that part of his character that is so like uncontrolled and hateful and brutal and just, you know, pretty monstrous. And so it was a lot of fun to like start exploring that part of his character. And so,
yeah, and we ended up fighting the Shiver Gang in the carpal tunnels.
Hammerhead.
Yeah, a lot. We met more of the Shiver Gang, including Hammerhead, who I believe her is caught in a drown to love pipeline.
And I
arc
love you.
So good.
Which is just iconic because Hammerhead was part of. Or no, Hammer's brother was part of Charlotte's crew.
Yes, Hammerhead's brother was part of Charlotte's crew.
And then he died. Yeah. Right. So Hammer is mad, but
I just love when Hammerhead goes, "Do I have to say it back?" And I really wish he had to say it.
I really
do.
It's
so good.
You could rewrite history, yeah.
I
rewrite the
think
episode.
Bud was like, "This is getting weird. I don't. This is weird." Even for like slavers, I'm not super comfortable with this.
Also, I think like out of game, I think that might have been right around the time I had the concussion. So I was just like,
Yeah.
I was just like, ooh, you
yeah.
know. So it just came out. I don't think, if that happened, I would have said that. But it's iconic. So there you go.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
all need to stop getting concussions.
Yes, yes, we do.
New Year's resolution.
Raise your hand if you haven't gotten a concussion.
Okay, that's a majority.
That's still more than 50%.
Exactly.
That's still
Exactly.
nearly a passing grade.
Exactly.
Really?
Definitely a resolution to keep
Yep.
for the new year. Yeah, and so in that fight, because of the way the Shiver Gang works, Drew, if you want to explain that, but by Cowrie killing one of them and by Mud killing another one of them, I'm sorry, I forgot their names.
You're all good.
Mud and Cowrie are rungs of the Shiver Gang. Mud being second, I believe. Cowrie being fifth.
It was Blacktip and Bull, and so
and Bull.
And so
right.
now Cowrie is the 6th rung of the ladder, and Mud is the 2nd rung of the ladder.
Right.
So yeah. Because,
yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, because Shivers, a Shiver is a gang of sharks. The problem is, like, in nature, that doesn't really happen because apex predators can't really flock up because then there wouldn't be enough food for everybody.
Hammerheads do. They school together.
Okay, well, all of them except for Hammerheads don't do that.
And reef sharks school together.
Huh? What?
Reef sharks school together.
Okay, all of them except... Damn, that is another one of the Shiver... Okay, all of the species don't go together.
Yeah.
I had to get something right.
They're all one species.
Yeah, and so and so what happens, like, it's like, because again, apex predators, the idea of like being the most ferocious beasts of the sea to hunt and kill, obviously it'd be a very much like might equals right kind of system of like leadership among themselves. So it's like the first rung of the ladder, oh my god, 9 rows. He's able to like basically command and just kind of beat on everyone underneath him, and now with Mud into there, he kind of has to take the beatings from 9 rows, but can then beat on anybody below him. And with Carpet being the last one, so if Cowrie wanted to, could just go ham on Carpet. So
yeah,
that is my lackey.
yeah.
Lucky I'm so nice.
Say his real name. His real name.
Leon.
I could not.
Right. It's been a while. But I don't know if like, player to character knowledge, but Moss and Darby chat about like, what do you like if like what are your character's feelings about being, while not like in the system, still like technically part of that system.
I'll let Darby go first.
At least for Cowrie, I think there's definitely the irony of a Selkie being in charge of a shark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But certainly since it's like the only person who Kaori has any authority over is Carpet, and Carpet so clearly doesn't want to be there and doesn't want any part of it. And so Kaori is just like, whatever I can do to help you not be here and do the things you want to do. So it kind of becomes like, for Kaori, it's a little bit less complicated, I think, than it must be for Mud.
I think Mud is, well, also so much happened the last game. So much happened, and I guess we're gonna get to that at the end today.
I think the Slater side of things might be for the next time.
Yeah. Probably not this one, but
because it's changed so much. Because for a very big chunk of this, at least this arc, Mud is just like hurtling towards, I am only here to kill the people who have wronged me. That is all I am used for. Like, and really, it doesn't stop until we get to Slaver territory and, you know, we get Kaori back, because we lose Kaori that first time getting out of
the well.
Was that the out of the well?
That was the well.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And Mud is just like, ah! Like, that's, I think, the closest he came to being like, I'm gonna lose my shit. Nobody listens to me. What is going on? And so, but for like him to realize that they are like, it's both a disgust of, I want no part of this, but also fuck you guys, I'm gonna fuck you over while I have the chance. And so he was like, yeah, you're gonna wait 4 hours.
That was so good.
And we're gonna rob you.
Yeah, they gave us their
teeth.
coordinates.
And yeah, it was just like, I also think Mud is like, I am not, he still is. He's like, I am not the main character here, guys. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude who got shot in the chest and woke up in a dung pile and escaped. Like, that's my whole deal. I'll be really honest, that's all I am. And he has been like watching you guys and watching how you operate the world. He's like, these motherfuckers are goddamn chosen ones. Like, these guys are gonna save the world. Like, what? This is crazy. And he's very much of like I'm here. You guys are over here with all your destinies and shit. And I'm just here, you know? And so I think, yeah, I really, I went off super tangent, but I really loved like seeing that extreme dichotomy in this arc of Mud being like, these guys are chosen ones. These guys are what like heroes actually are. Like, I never thought I'd see a hero my entire life, and I'm like living with them on a boat. And also, I'm gonna fucking tear your head off. I'm gonna feed you your own eyeballs. You fucking piece of shit. I'm gonna kill you.
Get your fucking dog, bitch.
It don't bite.
Yes, it do.
I think one of the biggest things though with this whole fight was Olive and like the like controlling like the layer what it
the
layer
actions,
action.
the jet streams,
yeah.
Yeah, you have to talk about all of
Okay.
that, because don't we find out that Olive's been there before?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
your handwriting.
yeah. That was
Forgot
huge.
about that.
That was huge. Yeah, well, because Drew prepped me with like the layer actions beforehand. He printed out. He was like, "Here you go." I was like, okay. Yeah, because the only, well, aside from like now, but before the carpal tunnels, the only instance we saw of like the results of those injections was Kaori in the arbor getting jabbed and starting the cycle march of the Full Moon Festival. And of course now, like, we've seen hers becoming one with the storms in the Crown Isle, but no one saw what happened when Olive got injected, because she was home alone by herself in the middle of the night. And so it was cool like getting answers about that at the grip aisle from like talking to people, but then like also being there and like seeing that tablet with all of his handwriting was really fucking cool. And yeah, like because before we got to the grip aisle, we met up with Quara and Jordan, I believe.
Yes.
We talked to them for a bit, and they like, I think, did they talk about their curse?
Oh well, yes,
Yeah,
yes, they
they
did.
did.
They explained everything.
Like how like they were stuck because of something was missing in the carpal tunnels. It's like, okay, cool, like we're gonna fix it, we're gonna help you, bet. And then getting there, it's like, oh, I did this. Shit. Okay, well,
Another case of, Your Honor, I plead oopsie
Oopsie
daisy.
daisy.
I literally don't remember it. So
Yeah.
Well, you
but
did free them from like the
my bad.
dreamscape though, so
yeah, but like learning all that stuff about them, and it just kind of like adds on to the normal guilt that Olive feels about everything. And so she wants to, because it's more personal, it's like, oh, I put these people here, I want to help them like be free. So that really played a part in it. But as we kept going on, like through it, when like the Shiver Game was trying, broke boy trying to cut off my Amazon package, so I skinned his ass alive. It was really kind of also like a dog guarding their territory. It's like, no, this is mine. Like, so definitely that as well. Trying to think if I'm missing anything else.
grip aisle.
Was that?
No, I'm just the same from the grip aisle. I'm trying to remember.
No, it's just from the carpal tunnels, at least in regards to all of it.
The cool thing about the carpal tunnels that I liked was that like it used to be like this holy place of worship, and now it was like closed off.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
walked through like the morgues and whatever, and yeah, it was like a cool place for us to like go and see, and
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I forgot about that. That was also a really cool thing. Because I think Drew, I think you said, or like maybe just like through your descriptions, I flavored it as like Olive definitely felt like a pull towards towards deeper into the tunnels. So like obviously was glad that the rest of y'all were there, because she would not have been able to take that on her own. But another part was like, oh, I can like I can do this on my own. Like this is calling to me. Like this is something that I need to do. So like if it were that type of situation, like would definitely like almost in a trance, just like go down and like see what's what. Because also it's a lot of revelations for her, just of what she's grown up learning. Because before this, she's never been to the carpal tunnels. She never really knew what they like were, or at least what they used to be, in this sense, because of other stuff. I don't think I should share yet. Right, Drew? Or is it?
I'm not sure if that's public knowledge yet. I will let you decide.
I'm trying
to put it as Kate deliberates.
Yeah.
The reason is because the grip aisle is probably the most like in terms of backstory. So for all of you, you're all interconnected with the world itself. The grip aisle is probably the focal point of the most, like, the ripple effect of how the world changed. The grip aisle is probably one of the most important places for that. In terms of like how the modern like map has been formed, if that makes any sense. So
yeah, because there was the day of remembrance. Is that what it was?
The town that Olive is from is now called Remembrance, but it wasn't always called that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was what it was.
It might be public knowledge now that I say that.
Give it a try.
Yeah, let it rip, babe.
Yeah,
Could be
sure,
public knowledge.
Sure, whatever.
Up to you.
Whatever.
You could always just unsay it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll forget.
Put the cream back in the udder. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Put the
so
shit back in the horse.
basically, Olive's past is in, or not her past, but like, her history that she grew up with, is inextricably tied to Quara and Jordan's whole deal, where 50 years ago, a bunch of slavers came in and just absolutely wiped her hometown, save for like a couple of survivors, which included Quara, Jordan, and the rest of the chain breakers. And then Umberlee brought them back, and gave them passage out, with the strictures of their pact and all that. But what the survivors of the attack saw was Quara, Jordan, all them fleeing their home, and like they were basically like named as outcasts, like traitors to their home. So like that, I think it is public knowledge, because
I think it is.
Yeah, because we ran into Quara and Jordan. We're like, hey, we're going to the grip. I was like, hey, we can't go there.
We are not coming with you.
We are not
It is
allowed.
on site.
Hey bestie, support you, love you.
I got your back, girl.
Not going there.
From right here. But yeah, so and I think, and the other part of that was oh fuck, what was it? Sorry. Oh yeah. Maybe this isn't what it's public knowledge, but I'll share it anyway. 50 years ago, before the attack, the Grip Isle, as it's known now, they worshipped Umberlee. And so that's what the carpal tunnels were for. They were a shrine to Umberlee. And then when the attack happened, they kind of all disavowed Umberlee, and basically blamed her for the event, because it was easier to do that than use something that was completely out of their control. So that's why, like, in the Arbor, when we learned about all the history from Tior, while Al's parents were there, they got so pissed when they heard about Umberlee, because basically they've erased all of their history as it pertains to Umberlee, and just kind of wiped that clean. I think we found that in the library too, at the Terraborg Manor.
Yeah, with all the books being like destroyed.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, a lot of history was erased from Olive's upbringing, and so then, and part of the whole like coming of age thing that her parents did for her siblings, I believe it going into the carpal tunnels. Drew, did we, or was it just a tour of the Finger Isles? Or
it was just touring the Finger Isles.
Oh, okay, it was just touring the
Finger Water Witch, right?
Yes. So wait, have any of the kids been in the carpal tunnels?
No, you were the first. What's up?
Well, I thought it was blocked off.
It was blocked off, yeah. And also,
yes,
Kate, not to, because you had a really cool piece of world building when we were like building the town of Remember, like actually like the description of like how the town works. Kate had this great, because oh my god, it was Feldspar and Jasper. They were kids when the massacre happened. When the Remembrance massacre happened, and they were with one of the people that hid in the carpal tunnels to like escape the massacre. And
right, yeah, that was
Kate
it.
Had this great this great idea where the Terraborg Manor of like the town of Remembrance is as far from the sea as possible, because they hid in the carpal tunnels. Jasper and Feldspar developed like a fear of dark water, like of deep water, which is why they're like so far away from it, like with their house. But I thought really cool piece of world building. It just kind of
and they're cool. And like, you know how like lake houses are like elevated to like have to prevent flooding. Their house is also like elevated that same way, like the highest it can be. So they're as far away and like as up away from the water as possible.
That's such good world.
She did. I was blown away
good.
when she told me that. That was so smart.
Man.
You're
they
so
got that
smart,
Sandy house.
Well, shucks. Drew, did I miss anything in regards to that lore?
Nope. That's like I could sit here and wax about details all the fucking day, but that is a great summation of the Grip Isle and the Grip Isle's history.
Cool. Yeah. So, so for all of it, was cool to be a part of that history that had literally been blocked off for her entire life. I think it's just another part of her like coming of age, of like moving away from her family and like, oh, like, okay, so this is the stuff one of the many things y'all kept for me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna spread this. You know, like I'm not gonna repeat the mistakes of my ancestors.
Yeah.
But yes, that was cool. And I believe we left Leon in the grip aisle. I believe we got him a job.
Gave him a job,
there.
yeah.
That was cool.
And then it was time to at the Copacabana.
Yes, to the band aisle, where we learned a lot about Selkie culture. Darby, you want to talk about just what that was like?
Oh my goodness. So definitely a very complicated feeling for Cowrie learning all of this from Kenneth Ward.
Right, yeah.
Mainly because for most of their life, Cowrie had no idea at all where they came from before they ended up with Barnum. And so even though like everyone has to come from somewhere, there like is something that Cowrie is missing, there was nothing to miss. And then all of a sudden, like, it started to be tangible and it started to take shape, and it's like, oh, there's people, there's a family, there's like a culture that I've lost. And to learn that, I think, is also kind of like to lose it for all of these years that Cowrie hasn't had it. And so while they were certainly curious, it's so like bittersweet and kind of painful to go there and be like, oh, these are the people I've never known. This is the grandfather I've never known. This is like the history that should have been handed down to me that I didn't have. And so while it's definitely something to gain, it's so like just didn't know for someone who likes to have so many things. Cowrie did not know how to have this in a way that, like, because it is good, but it hurts. And so it was just like, yeah, just through all of that, it was very, very cool to learn all of that. And so I love the Selkie culture. I love their surfer guy accents. I love their like being built around like the amphitheater and performance and everything. It was so cool. It was so cool. And just very fun to delve into how that becomes so complicated in not having it.
Yeah. It was I totally forgot that Ken was the one who revealed like parts of it. So like you kind of touched it, but like what was it like having that revealed in that way from this absolute stranger to you?
Oh man. Because also on like out of game 2, I had never expected us to go into where Cowrie came from in the game. I kind of left it a mystery, and I thought it would remain a mystery. And so like I was also like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, like and also Cowrie had just had a lot of faith in Barnum their whole life as like a parent and a captain and a leader, and never had the wherewithal to be like, oh, like Barnum wouldn't lie to me. Like Barnum told me that like they found me on a ship, they took me in, and then I never left, and that's what happened. And to realize as well that this person who they looked up to and trust so much bent truth a little bit was also very jarring for Cowrie. And yeah, just coming to terms with there was so much compartmentalization happening because I was already like not touching all of the Battle of the Bards stuff, so it was very much like okay, put that in a box, put that in another box, and we'll deal with it later.
There are so many boxes.
There's so many boxes.
So many boxes.
Cowrie is king of compartmentalizing and continues to do so.
Oh, I was the token of a warlord in Superi. Not gonna tell.
Put a pin in that.
Like, yeah.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. Peepaw.
Peepaw's here.
We are like the crew. Our crew is the definition. We don't have time.
We don't have time. We don't have time. I gotta go get Barnum. It's fine.
Very excited for that reunion of just
Poor
like
Cowrie. Keeps losing parents.
Truly, that was literally like the one of the when I was first, because I do like journal entries to try and figure out like, okay, where am I at? What am I feeling? And one of the first things before even Carrie had all of these old family to lose, Carrie was like, oh shit, Barnum, Landon, Rhyme, Arthur, we're losing so many people. And then it was just like, well, we lost all the people. We lost all of them.
Also, I'm remembering now, didn't you give Rock Y'all to Sarday?
yes.
Because you used that during the Crown Isle fight.
In my defense,
No.
Wait,
Don't worry about it.
No. We did. We gave the one. We didn't give the one that was like.
Yeah, no. Not.
Did she? Did
also
she have to
Carrie has
roll
two-
like a
has
maturity
three
check
loops.
to give it back?
I
I
don't-
feel like I remember that.
Well, if only we had a recording to check. I can't
only.
remember.
Yeah.
Wait.
If
She
only.
gave it back because she had to roll a maturity check to give it back.
I think that does. Damn, good memory. Maybe that sounds like it could be right.
Because we
That's not a huge. I just thought of that now. We don't have to go into that now.
No,
I just
but
wanted to bring it up.
yeah, no, because we told her to go find Lauren. So it would have made sense
Yes.
for us to give her his loot to sort that out.
Well, everyone rushes to their own notes. I'm going to the YouTube channel.
Please check back in 5 to 10 minutes. and we will
Yep,
have
quick
an
break,
answer
guys.
for
Go pee. We're gonna be here for a while.
In my defense, I think this was pre-concussion, so I'm gonna
did
blame it on
write
that
it.
if I'm remembering.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I just have
Let's see.
All right, I'm going to the YouTube channel. Hold on.
I gotta go
Find-
to the YouTube.
It's a race. Who's gonna find it
Congratulations,
first?
guys. We can't even remember. We don't even watch our own show.
Of course we don't. We are in the show.
We
I
live
love
it.
when I find a name in my notes that I feel like I've never seen before.
Example?
Who is Spencer Ashfield?
Spencer, okay,
Who is that?
Spencer Ashfield. Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that? That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, he was the guy that ran the Pierpoint Hotel that Ken was staying at in the Molar Isles. Yes.
Oh.
He was the guy who owned Shitpile, quote unquote.
Okay, I don't think we did. The only thing I have written in terms of that was that Cowrie gave the Allseer a bracelet of cowrie shells before we went to do our heist.
Where was that? Blood in the water, starts balls to the wall, mastermind.
We showed her Rock Y'all.
Was that heist part 1, 2, or
Yes,
3?
I think it was.
I just have the beautiful
Part
words
one.
that they spoke to each other.
Also, I hadn't showered that day, and I was wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing now, so I just had a mind fuck.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I have here's some of the beautiful dialogue where Cowrie shows their ears to their mom, and then their mom goes, I missed you even though I didn't know you. And then
That was beautiful.
Cowrie says, I've never been alone, and then All Here says, you're never gonna be alone again, I promise.
Great.
I just have Glove, the plasmoid figure.
Oh yeah, Glup.
And then Mud is not gonna think about this right now.
But I love the band dial. The band dial is really cool. It was
End of Tales.
Yeah, Drew, if you want, I don't know if you want to talk
Sorry,
about.
I was watching a YouTube video. What's up? It was awesome. I was trying to find it, but
Yeah. Do you want to talk about End of Tales, Drew, a little bit?
yes. So, End of Tales. I struggled because. So the Bandile was I was of two minds about it. Because on one hand, I was like, do I want to model Selkie culture off of Cowrie? Or do I want to model Selkie culture off of, like, something totally unique and, like, divorced from Cowrie? And my mind was either these people could be so different and kind of show that Cowrie is a unique character, and B, and be like, because of their upbringing is so different than them. Or it could be like, oh, but what would feel better? And I kind of landed on the, let's kind of model them loosely off of like Cowrie's vibes. So it's more of like this is a safe space. This is a home for this character. They're not all the exact same, but like some of the same little like quirks and mannerisms, because again, it's one collective family. It would make sense that even if they're not all the exact same, like, you know, kids are like their parents and everyone here is siblings. So like you know what I mean?
Nature and nurture combined.
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Yeah. And then because Cowrie is definitely the most brutal Selkie out of anybody. Like, trust me, I don't think these motherfuckers aren't chopping people apart like Cowrie is with 32.
Oh yeah.
But for End of Tales, it was like, okay, like, you know, in this kind of more like linked family of families, like tribal-esque like culture, what would like wisdom be to performers? What would be like an educator be to people who are illiterate, not like very just like educated at all? And so my thought was, I was actually loosely inspired by ironically, a Mad Max kind of like character type called History Men, where History Men in Mad Max, they're valuable because their entire job is to find old world books, read and memorize them, and if the stories are important, tattoo them onto their skin, so they're like walking books, basically. Like, it's on their clothing, it's on their face, it's on everything. And so End of Tales was like, oh, someone whose performance was storytelling would be very valuable to younger generations, where like, if you don't know how to read, the only way you can learn what's poisonous, how to fish, like it's orally. It's either through action or orally. So yeah, End of Tales.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention before we met End of Tales, we met Ongo in the Bandile.
Ongo. Boingo, boingo.
Boingo, boingo.
Boingo. Osh, gosh, bagosh.
Gosh, bagosh. The only note I have on here was those who see Ongo must beware of Ongo, and then all caps, anxiety! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
By the way, it took literally like, to put this in perspective, in the term of like us playing the game, it took one session. In terms of the game, it took 30 seconds for you guys to go, who the fuck is that man in black? And then it hard cuts to, I'm gonna go poke him. I'm gonna go poke him a little bit and see what's going on with him.
I feel like our crew especially is for the charming people in power, nobody pisses them off more than us.
Yeah.
And for the weird, shadow people in the margins of life, we're like, that's our guy. That's our man. That's my boy.
We'll poke you until you're our friend. Failing that, we will kill you.
Yeah.
And by the way, just so all of you know, because I don't know if we've gone into this before, if one of your characters or if an NPC dies, Ongo will be there to shepherd them on to the beyond. If Ongo ever interacts with an NPC, they are dead. Like, they are fully dead. So beware of that. Because that's his whole thing.
No, yeah.
Well, shit.
So only people who are dead can see him, or
no? It's just because again, he's an emissary of the god of the end of life, and so let's say just throwing out names there. If him gets run through with a sword, Ongo would be there, just kind of be like grab his hand, close his eyes, come with me, basically. You know what I mean? So
don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Don't even speak in hypotheticals.
Keep his name out your fucking mouth.
Him, Rahi, and the Duke, keep him out of your mouth. They ain't going nowhere.
Fuse, Lollipop, still on the rocks, but that's the core three right there.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Oh
so, yeah,
my god.
That's Ongo.
And then literally 30 seconds, then we made him a flower crown. And that was the way people were able to keep track of him.
Oh, wait. And by the way, just thought of this right now, so sorry to interrupt anything.
No.
I think by the rules, and I'm willing to throw anything out the window just for a fun time. I think Mud shouldn't be allowed to see Ongo anymore. Because Mud technically isn't dead anymore. He's not, Chef fired you. So it's
well... But Chef also has Mud's real name still, so...
That is true. Yeah, but And let's be honest here. You can still interact with Ongo. I'm not gonna take that pleasure away from you. But it's like
it's also here's the thing. Olive isn't dead, and Cowrie isn't dead. Her
Is it like a
aren't dead,
brush
and they
with
can
death?
Still...
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
the accountant sent Ongo to watch us.
To be like, do I need to intervene here? And Ongo is like,
so
I like poking them.
yeah, but it would be
These guys are
interesting.
idiots.
It would be interesting if like we like met somebody who like had a brush with death or died and then was brought back and then is like, who the fuck is that guy?
Who's that guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, if someone that you meet goes, holy shit, that's a scary looking orc, you gotta be like,
You start doing chest compressions.
You've seen some shit. So
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wait, so you had a near-death experience recently?
are you a psychic? How do you possibly know that?
Oh, yes.
No,
This is my
just a
cowboy
hunch.
friend right
Yeah,
here.
why is your friend mean mugging the fuck out of me?
So you can see him.
You see him too?
You see him too.
Do you know how crazy a person would feel if you said that? Remember, I was like, so this is
Only we can see him.
so yeah, this is my friend Mark. You can see Mark too.
I think there's an Always Sunny clip along the lines of that.
Try.
But yeah, so now Ongo's our pal. Ongo's our friend. He's just
Yeah.
we're just palling around. But yeah, and then unfortunately our time in the Bandile had to be cut short because
Fucking douchebag.
Jiminy Tongue Twister.
Jiminy Tongue Twister and Thrill of Life and a bunch of other pirates
Cutter
came
Cat.
to
Yes.
came to claim our bounty.
Cat.
Cutter Cat. I wrote about them. Hang on.
Yeah. So that it's fun being fugitives, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
We should do it more.
We should do it more. It like we joke about, we always have to do a hot exit, but it's fun to do a hot exit.
Yeah.
Like how else what's the other way?
Who likes leaving peacefully?
Right.
Who likes living
Right.
cold?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is how it's gonna be with the Molar Owls, because could you imagine, like, the Fury passes by, the Molar Owls comes out of Fury, and they're like, we just had the worst 4 days ever. Ever. Bro, it's gone.
It's gone. You guys just a pile of ash.
Cutter Cat, black woman, sibling from orphanage. Thrill's life is here. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Valid.
escape. Woohoo!
And that's where we use the purple flowers to our advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rightfully
I
so.
do think, at least on my old character sheet, I did write immune to the purple flowers.
Yes.
on
Yes,
there,
yes.
so I should
Because
probably
you
do that for
ate
this
them.
one.
You ate them enough to build an immunity.
Should put that on my new
But
character.
Hers
purple
built
things are
different.
bad for you. Purple things are bad for you, except for grapes. But
Except for grapes. So then we exited back to Molar Fortress, where I believe Darby rolled the highest number in history of at least our game.
52.
That was the last time they touched the loot.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
There was an insane amount of add-ons for that, though. It was not. That's a standard roll.
Yeah, I think it was the third attempt.
Every
Yeah.
spell slot was a d6, and you guys put every spell slot you had into the roll.
Yeah. Well, because on the first two, I just rolled absurdly low
Yep.
on
Mhm.
everything.
Yep.
But so statistically, it should not have been.
But then think about Ball
But
Friend.
it was.
You would've
Think
never-
about Ball Friend.
Yeah.
We would have never
Ball
seen Ball
Friend.
Friend.
All
the
our
pink.
dwarven spider friends are dead.
Not all of them.
Like 1,000? No, what was it? Like
801.
801.
801.
Because then we had Ted.
Gab, were you thinking
And-
about the Scottish voice I did for the leader?
Yeah,
You
that's
thinking
so
about that?
Yeah.
Ted.
You were pissing yourself.
Oh,
His name was Ted.
Say his name.
Mathing.
oh my god.
There we go.
Can we?
101.
What's up?
I want to talk. I don't know if we still have questions we're still asking.
About
I
what?
think we must.
2,500
everything.
bots.
2,500?
Yeah, total.
Yes.
That's how many
Total.
were
Okay.
in the fortress.
There's like a billion more in the fortress.
Nope, there's 1,700 more.
That's a billion. That's
That had
close
the
to
same
a villain.
energy as that TikTok where like an older brother is filling up his sister's like car with gas from like a can, and he's like, "Where are you going after this?" And she goes home, and he goes, "The fuck you are? You're going to the gas station." She says, "I'm going to the gas station."
That's so funny. Oh yeah, and then we learned. God, wow, this arc was fucking dense. We learned about the infection beneath the fortress.
Yes.
The plague is still
pink.
going.
The
The
pink.
only time detect poison and disease.
That was
That
huge.
was so.
Yeah, that was
oh,
good.
yeah.
That was huge.
What was it? What was
And,
it? It was...
What's her face?
Oh, MILF.
MILF. Yeah.
You're Lady Gal.
Dara.
Dara.
Dara,
Yeah.
yes. MILF.
She's got the pink.
You gotta
She's
get
in
her
trouble.
out of there.
It's
As far
from
as we
the-
know
it's from the
right now,
mob.
she's in the fortress.
Yeah, we told her to go there.
It is so funny to me that you guys basically have like sending spells and like things like that, where it's like you learn like, and if it spreads, it could spread to the arbor. And someone went, "Fuck, get her number. We gotta call her right now."
And we quarantined her ass,
Yeah.
hopefully, in Molar.
Get out.
She was in the arbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And right, Cowrie did a 35 persuasion check. Wait, no. That was on Ken. Wait, no. Who was that on? I wrote it down.
That
I'm
could
sorry.
fucking persuade
That-
God. What, 35.
Anybody.
I think it was on the All Here or something. I don't remember.
Probably.
Plague is still going. Detect poison disease. Made of nerve endings, made of energy, trying to crawl into my ear.
Yep.
Ugh.
And what happens? It's not immediately fatal. It's mind control-y. Drives one to madness. Turns into a husk. This is from the mop. Only the robots can touch it. They incinerate it. Symptoms include migraines and hallucinations. Then we went, oh no!
Fuck.
And then
Oh yeah.
You just slowly
Darby's having
lose
a
their
thought.
mind.
Having thoughts.
What
what
about
are your
what?
thoughts?
Well, I'm just thinking about how so the pink is like a hive mind. It
Yeah.
controls you. And I'm also thinking about how the MRPHDs are like a hive mind and they can see through each other's eyes. So maybe if it's like I don't know if they're like using it or if it's modeled off of it or if it's the same thing, but I think it's connected. I think it's connected. Thinking thoughts.
Didn't even think about that. You're right.
That's a good
it's just-
thing. You should
Like-
you should keep thinking in that way.
I'll think these thoughts. I'll think
Think
them.
those thoughts.
Because it's
I will.
almost like the thing, for the MRPHD, when you were speaking to the MRPHD, but it wasn't MRPHD.
Yeah.
It was all like mind control, which is kind
Yeah.
of what the pink stuff was doing too.
She had the crystal in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gave herself her own lobotomy. She cut the fucking top
Yeah.
of her head off.
Yeah.
Goals.
Goals.
What? Huh?
go boss.
Wait, let me find my sticker. I've got a sticker on my water bottle. It says, it's gonna be backwards. It says, I got my lobotomy at limited 2.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
Where they got it.
Hell yeah.
And then it was back to and then so after Balar, it was all the cubes moving around. It was Rahi. We got raided by Forgaloris. Like 40 people were watching us. And then it was the well heist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heist
we gotta talk about
time.
that.
Doug
gotta
and
talk
Sharon
about
in the
that.
HR department.
Cheryl.
So
Cheryl.
much.
Good
I have all
times.
my notes. Guys. It's all good.
Yeah.
Glup.
We got Fred out.
Glup shitto.
Glove.
I like
That
when
heist. That
I love
heist-
when I love when Glup comes into our ship and he's like, tattoo, and and then there's Olive with the gun, there's Robbie
Yeah.
with the battle axes.
I wrote kidnapping time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tattoo party.
You forgot about
party.
him and he just stayed on your ship for
Yeah.
like days.
He was trapped there.
He was.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
And now we all have masquerade tattoos.
Yes, you do. Very.
Cheryl and
Mud cannot attune to anything else. He is full
Oh.
stacked up.
Wow.
He's got
Ooh.
2 tattoos.
Nice.
I-
Can remind me, did we ever go over what everyone's masquerade tattoos look like?
Yes, we did.
We did. I
Do
think
it again because I
Yeah.
can't remember.
I know at least Olive's is on the back of her neck, and it's a roach.
Ooh.
Rahi's is also a roach.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think they're all roaches, but they're different colors.
Yeah, except
Right.
for hers, because
right,
hers
right.
was done by a monkey.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I said to
Yeah.
do so. Mine was like to do wings near my ship,
Yes.
like kind of like Rocky's wings.
Yeah.
Mm.
What was that guy's name? I don't fucking remember.
It doesn't matter.
Olive got a brown roach. Rahi
Yes.
got a black one.
Mm.
Mud got a green one. I don't know what
Ooh.
Cowries was.
Well, because I got mine
A while ago.
in the arbor, and it's
Oh.
32 on their chest.
That's raw as hell.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, and also I gotta be honest. After the well heist, when the wheelsos are, let's be honest, ruined, they're gonna go. All right, guys, we gotta start. I know we serve our main clientele as pirates. We have to start regulating this stuff. It is a miracle we have not been robbed before.
Did all of our
just
robots?
Sorry, can I just sing the praises of how listen, we got a little hanky-panky at the end, but having the charisma casters be the face and be the deceptive part of the party, while the rogue and the druid who could wild shape sneaking into like the under, it was so good.
Played very well.
Watching her and Olive just fucking cook.
Yeah.
Just start. They killed our hippos. Like so.
That short just came out, and that is as funny as it was when we were playing.
So good. They just died.
they just
They got
died.
ran over.
Those dastardly robots.
Kate went like a wave. Just- I think it was the first time
doing it
Kate
into
went.
hippo voice.
Kate went,
Yeah.
shave yourselves, and I was like, take the strawberries out of your mouth. We got a problem. Oh god.
Those
Hearing,
dastardly robots.
Call me vain if you want. Hearing you guys do impressions of voices I do is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm amazed. I'm in no way making fun. It is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I fucking love it.
Yeah. What were you saying before I go?
I don't remember now.
No, it's okay. So
it'll
about
come
the
to
well,
me.
it'll come to you.
It was
It'll,
about the well.
it'll come to you. No worries. Oh, you're asking about the robots, I think.
Oh yeah, did they all die, or are they gonna come back to Balar?
No, they're all dead. They all died.
I didn't know.
The 800
They
you sent,
fought with honor.
they did.
Even Ted?
Even Ted died, yes.
Especially
Well,
not
actually,
Ted.
to the people, because there's not gonna, because no one here is playing in it. My plan, and the problem here is the thing with Misadventures. It's kind of getting away from me because Kate and Cecilia are very happily living together and having a wonderful time. They are never available, and like understandably so. In no way ragging on them for that. My plan was to have like Ted be a boss fight for Delilah and for Nobody, like within the Feast Temple, and it was gonna be at Gloria's funeral, Ophia's hippo, and so it would be Delilah, Nobody, Ken, Ophia, and the Kuvas people and the Atur people all fighting against the robot wave, and then Ken would like disappear into the ether basically. So and then come
That'd
to
be
fuck with
so
you guys.
fun.
So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
And fuck with us, he did.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Indeed.
That moment fucked Mud up. I will save my dissertation for it later.
Well, because you got because I think that was when Darby got you either.
Yeah, that was
sick,
when I got my
got
concussion.
concussed. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I had
so you
to,
had, yeah.
could not scream.
Yeah, and I was like, and because in my head I was like, oh, Ken and Cowrie gonna negotiate, perfect. And then Darby was like, I'm done for a couple weeks, and I was like, all right, Cowrie's in the bag, Ken is getting the fuck out of Dodge. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Because we also had it was so funny how like when Ken first came back when we were looking for the All Seer, and like he was claiming that he was helping reunite Cowrie and the All Seer. It really hadn't been that long since we saw him. Just at least looking in the notes where it's like, okay, we met Ken, and then a couple places later he showed up again.
Yep.
Oh, he's back.
And then, oh, he's back.
Because it was after he had heard about the bounty.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys were so suspicious immediately, as you should be.
Yes.
Yes. As you should be.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's, part of the heist, shoplifting from the Bastion.
God.
Was that what sparked the katana gun need, or no? That was
No, that's
Oh, no,
because
that-
we saw signs going into the Molar Isles.
that was another the shoplifting was another classic filter of love situation from her.
Yeah, because well, I forget what somebody rolled a bad persuasion check. No,
I showed him
Kaori gave
32.
Yeah.
And he had seen it before.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And he was like,
Yes.
I know that fucking weapon.
And
I
then
was like, shit.
and then
He's like, "No, you don't."
Kaori and Mud ran, and I'm like, well, fuck. And so me as Cheryl,
Mwah.
filter of love.
Hers just accruing X's throughout.
Gave her the her
palm of the fist.
special.
Gave her the her
It's gonna be
special.
so funny when Ophia goes up to him and is like, "So what happened?" And it's like, "Well, my ex Cheryl."
My
And then they,
fiance
reminisce.
Cheryl broke up with me. I know how breakups go, bro. I got this Genasi named her. Shattered my heart. So
Wait, you also got broken up by an air genasi with lightning scars across
no-
her face?
well,
No,
no,
that was Cheryl.
Who's this
That
guy?
was Cheryl.
Wow.
Cheryl.
That's kind of like why I did it, because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm Cheryl."
Yeah.
The woman I love
Yeah.
never existed.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma.
what did he call you? He called you like my brazen battle axe, like something like very like something like that, or yeah.
Yeah. It was
What's the
weird.
thing where like you are sexually attracted to objects? Because that was him.
So yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's a. When I say derogatory, it's not like bad. It's like I mean like for people who are obsessed with like guns and ammo and weapons. Like I mean obsessed. The derogatory term is ammo-sexual, and that's what he is. She is like attracted to
cool.
weapons.
You know what's so funny is I have the distinct memory. I don't know if it was like our first session or if it was like our second one, but we met him. We met him before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, that's
The
last
thing
time we were
is
at the well.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
were all like, "This dude's really hot," but there's something weird going on here, and then we didn't have time to go into.
Yep.
it. And now, like 1,000 years later, we come back. We're like, "This dude ain't shit. He's a fucking freak."
Yep.
Yep.
Kaori was trying to hit on him, and it was not
Yeah.
going anywhere. And
No,
then
wasn't
Kaori
it?
was like, then he saw 32 and was like, that's a weird fucking sword. Let's talk.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fucking y'all, what was it like coming back to the well after
Oh my
all
God.
this time
It was
and under different pretenses?
Actually, I'll
Anyone.
I'll get the thinking music up. Hold on.
It's just such a fun, chaotic place. There's just
Yeah.
so much. There's so many people from so many different places.
And
So much money to steal.
HR.
We have so many iconic moments now, specifically at the well, like
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
HR department, the filters of love.
Yeah, both of those times happened in the well. Yeah.
Olive being shot,
Oh my god.
our hippos dying, stealing a bunch of money. Yeah. Oh, and we also met Rahi originally at the well. For those who don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
pre-stream, we
That was
met
pre-stream.
Rahi in the bathroom at the well,
Mhm.
and she freaked out.
Then we flushed
So.
ourselves down the toilet
Yeah.
to
It's like,
escape.
it's like seeing
Yeah,
your
full
ex at a
flush
club.
away.
It's so much worse.
hmm
In
Except your ex immediately gets aggro towards you.
In the
It's like, I need to
club,
kill
we
you
are
right
all
now.
Yeah.
fam.
In the club,
And-
we all fam.
And where we first met Cinta Pleasure
Cinta
first
Pleasure.
time around.
Yes.
Oh, he's coming back. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Cinder's working in 3
There.
acts. He's gonna be somewhere in the fist. I'm not sure where yet,
You know-
but he's gonna be there.
You know what it is? I find it so funny that the most bubbly, the most joyous, the most optimistic member of our party is also the person who has so many people who are like, "I'm going to fucking kill you if it's the last thing I do."
Fuck it. I ate the y'all.
Yep.
Yeah. Kaori is Dracula Flo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah. No, it's like I got
Kaori-
too much money. I got it mixed up.
Kaori is the I find it funny these cops are grilling me over 2 ounces of weed like I didn't just kill
I killed
an Arby's hostess.
Arby's hostess.
No, an
2
Applebee's
miles
hostess
down the
2 miles
road.
away. No, well, honestly, finding a Dracula Flow quote to fit everybody is so easy because for all of it, for all of it, it definitely is. Learn to load the revolver, change the trajectory of everything.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
What's everybody's Dracula flow?
I'm trying to think.
Ooh.
I haven't watched them, so I don't know.
Carrie's is I'm getting too much money.
I think Mud is fuck it. I ate.
Fuck it, I ate the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hers could be put threw the op into a particle collider, turned his ass into data.
I think Cowries could be. No. AJ's would be. So I burnt my fingertips off.
Yeah,
on
that's
a
Ken.
No, that's Ken.
trail.
That's
Oh,
Ken's.
yeah.
That's Ken's.
Yeah.
They needed a
They wanted a
stealth
stealth
soldier.
soldier.
They will never find me.
They will not find me.
Fine.
Right?
So yeah, and what was
So
it?
that-
You guys got 17,000 gold from the well.
Something
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all that stuff from the Bastion we got for free.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how theft works.
That's how theft works.
So fun fact, in the fist, they'll just fucking shoot you. They're like, let me make that very clear. Dude,
Unless you blow it up before you leave.
we're going fun. Yes. Hey, can I purchase a gun and a grenade? Yeah, sure. Just takes the gun, grabs the grenade, ting, just chucks it behind you as you're running.
Free gun.
I mean, it makes the most sense for a place that probably has the most black powder in.
Yes. Oh, everyone there is fucking strapped. It's full cowboy.
Oh yeah.
God, also,
Oh my
V finished the
God.
map. I have the map now, and I'm not gonna show it to any of you, but it's so fucking good. It's like the Arbor, but also like, we've already talked about this. It's the Sideways High School meme. It's that show.
Sky High?
It's all, what?
Like wayside. zone.
Oh,
Wayside,
Wayside.
It's
Not
all
Sky
vertical.
High.
I'm so excited. At any point, if there's a problem, just jump. Just leap.
Whee!
I guess the
Yeah,
last
we-
thing for the well would be calorie. leaving
Calorie?
us. Cow.
Owl.
I put coward
Cowrie?
and cowrie and Lee in there.
Met a Selkie who was fat as hell. Called her ass Calorie. Oh, God.
But yeah, no, yeah, we had another hot exit, and then, Ken's banned from the well.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Mud disguised himself as
Right.
Ken.
Yes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Forgot about that.
It
Mud
is so
was
funny.
Also,
What's up, Moss? What's up?
No, you go,
please.
you
I
go.
was gonna talk about Ken. What's up? What's up?
well, no, it's just so funny that like, of course, Cowrie will always be #1 in Ken's heart of who he hates the most.
Yeah.
But I could see Mud coming in a close second, because not only did he totally frame Ken in the well, he also went, the next time I see you, I'm ripping your tentacles off your body while you are still alive.
Yeah.
Like, said the most foul shit to him, and then went, bye!
If you think Ken isn't cooking something devious,
Yeah.
Ken is going to hurt you guys. Maybe not
But
physically.
we are always cooking
Y'all-
something.
Well, no, also,
devious.
Mud is the one who stole his book, too. Or no, after, like took it and has
Stole
it.
his book. Also, you took his gun. That's annoying. You also got his tea set. That infuriated him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And all his
And we
money.
still have all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
he
fuck
sucks.
that guy.
He
Cowrie
took,
napped me.
he took Cowrie, therefore we take you for all you're worth.
Yes.
He also took the tip away from Pio when his steak had mushrooms on it. And I think that was the worst thing he's ever done. Worse
No,
than the
the
kidnapping.
That was worse because he got Pyle sent to, like, be thrown over the side of a...
Tortured. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was-
Jesus Christ.
yeah. Well, like, I'm not saying psychological's any better, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, sorry, did you say something you wanted to talk about?
No, that was it. That was,
Oh, okay,
that was,
okay. I'm trying to think.
like...
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did anything else happen in our hot exit? from
We-
the well?
oh,
Aside from Cowrie getting taken.
Cowrie
Guys,
napped.
it's the last time we didn't make a hot exit Molar Fortress.
Cause there's no one there to
There's
to
no
make
one
you.
there.
No one there.
We
If there are
we
people in
we
town.
locked the house and then we left.
This
And
is true.
Dave, and we listen. We have the ring camera going up, and only what's her
Dara.
name? Only the MILF can go.
Dara.
Dara, yeah,
Dara.
we left her a key under the mat.
Girlfriend, it's us, it's Dara, it's Rahi and the Duke, and we'll call you if anybody else goes on the
That's
list.
it.
Otto.
Otto. Oh, we have not seen Otto in like
We
25
haven't.
sessions. Crazy.
They're just all hanging out at Tangaroo, like, well, outside of Tangaroo to specify.
They're
just-
on their own adventure. They
Yeah.
found a treasure map that is leading them all around undocumented islands to the
Okay,
east of the
good.
Fist. They're on their own little adventure.
Okay, good.
Because
Well,
they're
just-
on vacation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, and another thing that Drew and I mentioned, we were talking about AJ coming back and like Nico coming back is AJ being like, because AJ also left voluntarily. He wasn't like nabbed by anybody. But well, no, he left voluntarily, but then immediately got nabbed by Ophia, right?
yes, by Margarine Rome's the MRPhD that's in the well. So
Oh, I don't think we ever met that.
Margarine
we've not.
Rome.
yeah,
Oh,
I haven't heard that name
Never.
before.
yeah.
Jesus
it's
Like
Christ.
too
butter,
many guys.
margarine.
There's too many.
No,
Well, it's a hive mind.
she's
so
trying to make more.
Oh, this is kind of a tangent. Speaking of, I was doing a lot of cleaning over the weekend and I found my like scratch pad from college where I would just like write anything I needed to write down. And I found before we even started Palm the Fist, when you were like, I'm going to tell you guys a name you should remember, Mabel Redwood. And it was like 2022 I wrote this down and I was like going through this notebook like, holy shit!
She's been around for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's
That's
crazy.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
That's
dog.
crazy. But no, Drew and I were talking about like AJ coming back, like, guys, you're never gonna believe this. Ophia's a bad person. Like,
Well, no shit.
Guys, Doctor. No, it was even funnier if like he did because he wasn't there for the Ophia betrayal. So he's like,
Right.
guys, there's a slaver in the well. We gotta tell Ophia. She
Yeah.
nabbed me immediately. Is Ophia okay?
it's like, oh,
Yeah,
What do
so
we do
a bit
about
of a problem there.
yeah, yeah. Look at all
did
this
he make?
money we took from her. So,
You see her ship.
You
we
robbed
upgraded
Ophia?
You
it.
shot Olive.
mm,
Yeah.
In the back.
in
The
the back.
Is Nico coming just for one session or like indefinitely for now?
As long as he doesn't have okay, look, if it gets difficult to schedule, I'll do something with him. I'll make him hang out with Onria and with Pyle.
We could also just say like AJ's brain needs time getting used to this new body, and he's like, guys, I need a break. And
What do
he
you-
just sits
He's
in
got to
the
go
dark
on a
room.
cruise.
Mhm.
Going on
We'll be
cruise.
back.
I think it's so funny how the time between get this crystal out of here, we've defeated you, to putting his brain in was 30 seconds. It was like
Yeah. Bing
Oh,
bong.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
That
we,
was-
and also we can go, and also like the pursuit of Cowrie's kidnapping. We can go into we can go into the Molar House if you guys want. If that's
Yeah, let's go into it because that was some insane rogue shit by Cowrie.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy. And the fact that we lost Cowrie was me, Olive, and her. I think I count that as Rochi's darkest day.
Yeah.
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 It was the three of us going, what the fuck do we do now?
Uh-huh.
And then Olive died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, right.
Yeah. Mhm.
You said we're
And-
gonna celebrate and then you died.
Yeah.
And he died. And Mud blacked out from stress, and so her came too. And both of her final two friends were dead.
Now, like, okay, I never told anybody this. Can I tell you guys the original idea that I had for like Ongo, like creating this deal with like the accountant and everything?
Yeah.
Have I
Yes,
ever told you
yes.
guys this? So, like, I wanted it to be like a finale of like going into slavery towards going towards the Molar. I was like, there needs to be a concrete like like tonal shift of it's gonna be a little bit more serious. Like we're still gonna have fun with it, you know. But it's like you like it can't be all jokes all the time if human bondage is a thing. Like you know what I mean? And so the original idea that I had, because like, this was because Kate actually told me that it's like after, like before the like Darby's concussion. Oh, after the well, that's when Olive and Cowrie are gonna like kind of make the moves on each other. Oh yeah, that's what Kate told me. I don't know if Kate ever said that to you, Darby. But the idea that I had, I was like if more happened, like whatever more might have been, if they went to bed together, like and Olive was like being spooned or whatever, and it's like, and you both drift off into a slumber, and Olive passes away in her sleep, and that would be like the end of the session. Yeah.
Fuck.
I would have committed crimes. I tell you. I would have been in Bethlehem the next day committing crimes.
Setting fire to Drew's house.
Oh God.
That's
Would have all been over.
crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Diabolical.
Yeah.
Cowrie, who was so afraid of losing people.
Yeah.
Her?
Absolutely diabolical.
Diabolical, I say.
Yeah. I was very proud when I thought of that.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Picturing it, and it's so
Yeah,
awful.
the longer you picture it, the better it gets and the worse it gets.
And
So.
the
Yeah.
worse it gets. My God.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You sick man. You sick
You're sick.
man.
You're sick. You're a freak.
Get these fucking cameras off. Starts beating my ass. I come back and I'm covered in bruises.
God.
Oh my God, but yeah, also in the Molar House, also Misadventures Her. We can talk about that as well.
That was fun. 13 perception checks. That was fun. And
That was very fun.
We only rolled one.
Well, because Gab had to miss Palm in the Fist because like life was hard, and so you and I were texting back and forth, and I was like, hey, like, you know, no stress. I was like, are you gonna be able to make it tonight? And you were like, I'm fucking miserable, dude. And I was like, I want to make you something special. I want to make you a little bit a good little thing. So
Yeah.
Life really hit all of us this year at some point,
Yeah.
whether it be sickness,
Yeah.
concussions, whatever, living situations.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've had a great time this past week.
yeah, because you
Well,
have kids
good for
coughing
you.
in your eyeballs. It's just-
Yeah, my immune system is fucking built different.
Yeah.
I think
I
Drew,
get real sick twice a year and then I'm good.
Yep.
I either texted Drew or Drew texted me, and I was like, Drew, I've been cleaning for hours. I've been working overtime. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Learned a lot too about like the inside of each aisle. So
Yeah, we got glimpses of Sweet Tooth in the filling aisle. We got glimpses of Maple Redwood in the crown aisle before we went over.
came out a bard. Not a bard, a barb, a barbarian.
A barbarian, a
A
herbarian.
barb, not a bard, a
A barb,
barb,
and a bad like a Barbie.
Oh, Darby, quick question for you. Okay, so do you remember the reason why this is Alatar related? Everyone close your ears.
Okay.
The reason why wax is not allowed in the Feywild. Do you remember the problem that caused that to happen? What wax did?
Yes.
Yes. The problem that was caused, we're aware of one of the people. Is the other person still in the Feywild?
I don't know.
Okay, awesome, sick. I'll run with that. Thank you. Amazing.
What the fuck?
We're back to
What's
Palm in the Fist.
going on?
We didn't hear a word of that. But Gab, how I think we like talked about it or like touched on it a bit, but like how does her feel about going to rescue Fuse and Lollipop, given that they're part of Charlotte and Rahi's crew, but her doesn't know them?
Yeah, I feel like it's just like because even when Rahi brought it up originally, it was like, oh, our crew, and then in my mind, I'm like, what crew, sort of thing. And I think that was even brought up back in the Arbor. So I think it's weird because it's like, yes, we need to save these people because the more, the better the off will be. But also, it's like I have no connection to these people, but these people have connections to me. So like when Lollipop broke out of that trance that they were in because I attacked them, like them sacrificing their life for me to go free, like now I'm like, oh like I didn't have a connection to this person, but now I do. And it's we haven't had time to process that really. We've just been on the go. Because as soon as all of that happened and haven't really had time to process I'm a barbarian either, we left and got AJ. So it's kind of just been on the go. Kind of like Cowrie, we're just putting it in a box and pushing it to the side for right now until we all have a mental breakdown and all the boxes are piled up. So,
Yes.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but Mud has gotten a few boxes out of the apartment. He's doing.
Yes.
I have a feeling it's gonna happen after Tango Root when we're like going to the mop. It's like, all right, what do we do now?
Also, I do have a question
What's up?
for Gab. What was the process of like looking at changing her into a barbarian? What made you like? Was that your idea? And also how is that like for her? Just like, yeah.
So I guess what in her misadventures, her is falling out of the sky. I have like no spells left. Don't have feather fall, don't have anything like that, just plummeting towards the ocean. And Drew gave me 3 prompts, right?
Yes.
Like, what are you thinking about right now? Are you thinking about the past? You're thinking about who you could be? Or like, what are you doing? And I was like, I think her is plummeting to her death. She's freaking out. And she realizes in this moment she doesn't want to die. But she's just kind of in this, like, trying to like fight for her present day self to stay alive. And so like, that was the barbarian option. Otherwise, if I picked the other 2, there were 2 different options. So,
Ooh, what were the other options?
So one of the if it's like if you were thinking about the future of like forging a new path for yourself, that was gonna be like the standard sorcerer. I was gonna give you options regardless. That would be kind of it's like you chose the everything stays the same option. Like that kind of fucking sucks. But it's like. My idea was looking towards the future, like sorcerer. Focusing on present survival was barbarian. Focusing on the past would have turned you into a fighter, like Charlotte was. So, yeah.
Interesting.
yeah, because I think like at that moment, her was like falling and was just like, fuck everything that happened, fuck everything that could potentially happen. It's like, I just want to survive for right now.
Yeah.
I'm plummeting to my death, and I didn't get to say goodbye to my friends. I didn't get to do all this, so. Yeah, I think it works. I'm excited to.
I love it.
Well, and also because like Gab, something you and I've talked about a lot. Is like it's been like 8 months and you've been like, the next campaign that we're playing, I'm playing a barbarian, I'm playing someone strong, and I'm like, with the week that you had and then it was Misadventures Her, I was like, I gotta give you something special. I gotta give you the option at least. There was a choice involved. Yeah. She could have said no, if anybody was wondering, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think how you laid it out was cool, so that's why I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
And now you're Forearms from Ben 10.
Yeah.
Forearms.
Forearms! I loved him!
Yep.
Now the party's finally balanced.
Yeah.
Finally balanced.
And you're getting a
Aren't
fighter
you guys
Only took
tomorrow.
2 years.
Aren't you guys so glad we didn't go with Charisma Caster?
It would have been funny though. It would have been funny.
Yes.
That also would have been hilarious because it was naming the channel after after the Palm and the Fist crew, and it would have been like, we're the Charisma Casters. None of us are.
We've all switched.
Yes.
But no, now we've got our healer, we've got our fighter, we've got our spellcaster, we've got our rogue / our bard.
Yeah.
Like, literally
Got a
everybody.
tank.
Yeah.
Who knew this day would
got-
come?
Her is the
Not
best
me.
barbarian I've ever seen. Your stats are crazy.
I think a lot of the stats, some of the stats we kept the same from when I built her. So
It was meant to be.
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Did you rage last session?
I did.
What did hers rage look like, or
Well,
how does it manifest to you?
So here's the thing. We don't really know because she was a hurricane.
Okay.
So I got to think on that as like her in her own body. What does that rage look like? So.
Gotcha.
I have an idea if it makes it because we basically just took the storm aura of the Storm Herald Barbarian and just kind of exploded it outward. My idea was that it's kind of like Rahi's wings, where Rahi's wings are only around when she's raging, but she's raging all the time because she's her. But for her, that got really confusing.
Well, no, she's Rahi. She's not her.
For her, the arms only pop out when you rage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And then your aura activates. So
they're not always out. They just come out. But like how it manifests besides the arms, I don't really know yet. We gotta figure that out.
Yeah. If I may just like jump back a little bit to Misadventures Cowrie. Darby, what was it like? How do you feel as a player, or how does Cowrie feel as a character in regards to their relationship with Ken, if there's any like feelings, if there's anything there?
That's a good question.
Because it's so complicated, because Kenneth is someone who apparently cared for Cowrie when they were an infant that they have no memory of. And even though he is clearly this kind of like slimy, self-serving guy, he is the one who, like, even though it was a job, even though it was for money, like, got Cowrie back from the All God Cleric and got them, and like took them to the All Speaker and then took them to Barnum. Like, even though it was all like for himself and for money, like got Cowrie to the life that they ended up living. And just like, oh man. But also when it comes down to it, Cowrie's like, okay, you took me from my people and you are trying to fuck up like my here and now, and I can't abide by that. So I'm gonna take you for all you're worth and leave you here. So yes, that was pretty much the main thing in the forefront of Cowrie's mind. It was just like, okay, this is a now problem and I have to deal with this. And is like, well, you are going to have a vendetta against me forever, and that is simply how it will be.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Cowrie not loves to make enemies, but is very fine.
You sure?
Burning bridges.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really mean to, but they're just like, well, if the bridge is burnt, it's burnt. And now we're here.
And like that's like such an insightful way of looking at it, because I love to make the best villains that I make. I try to make the best villain every time, but like, the ones that stand out, I like to take a negative aspect of like something that I've struggled with or that I've seen people struggle with before. And I think Ken's whole thing is control. In the way where he is always very, like in terms of knowledge, in terms of physique, he's always very controlling of his environment. And I think when it comes to Cowrie, the idea of like fuck it, bridge has been burned now, like you are doing things that I don't approve of. I think the like, because Ken feeling nothing and be like, you're not a person to me anymore, like I don't care about you anymore in any kind of, I don't care about your safety, is that I think in Ken's mind it was like, oh, if you just do exactly what I tell you to do, even if I force you to do it, you will have the longest and safest life possible. And that is the opposite of everything that Cowrie stands for, of like, even if it's right, I'm not doing what you're telling me to do.
Nope.
Can we just talk
I'll
about
do what I want to do, and what
you were
will
just
be
saying,
will be.
You were just saying like Ken is control, like things of your life or aspects of your life that you're like you put into your villains. Can we take Slash Claw and that he's like a corporate American?
Yeah,
and how much you
yeah,
hate
1,000,000%.
America,
Yeah.
and that's why this villain is.
Well, I designed him based upon like the idea of like, well, both the real life historical practice of wage slavery, and also cubicle jobs 9 to 5 should be outlawed by the Geneva Conventions. So
yeah. Well, and speaking of burning bridges, boy howdy did we sure burn a bridge with the troll there.
Good
what
times.
did the troll represent anything, Drew? Or
the troll represented my recent viewing of Furiosa and my obsession with the voice. So
Stay.
Gar.
And Morton Darby.
Yeah, Morton Gab, Morton Darby.
Morton Gab, Morton Darby.
No, Gab, you're doing it wrong. Interlock the fingers.
Interlock the fingers. There you go.
V8.
There we go.
I disavow you.
But no, it was really cool. In a sense, in game and out of game, with like the structure of the Molar Isles of like being trapped here for 4 days because of the Fury. I think that was a really smart way to handle like pacing and all that, and incite us to get done what needed to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any other inspirations you had for the design of the Molar Isles, Drew, or even just like of putting the Fury there?
What a good fucking question. So to keep it as short as possible, I didn't have anybody plan for Gangplank until like 2 weeks before we were gonna get there, because it just I didn't give it enough thought. Where I was like, it's a bridge city, but I was like, how do I make that more than just like another city than the one they just came from? Which is like, so like the troll and the idea of like how thin it is, and like the idea of like the architecture. I had like a whole because I think about it in like terms like movie scenes for like Cowrie and Pyle to be like running from the troll and have to like basically do like a half-mile sprint to get to the edge and shit like that. It was a whole thing in my mind. But for the Molar, I was like overall just like designed it. They're the financial backing of the Fist's kind of like slaver empire. They produce gold and silver. Like that's why their economy operates. And so you guys essentially cutting that cord is going to have serious ramifications for the Fist, and how like you guys are not going to walk into a calm society. The moment that a society that largely focuses on exporting a good doesn't have money coming in, it kind of all falls apart. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love how we are just gonna by mostly accident going to encounter the Fist and be like, so we've cut off their export port, and we've also now burned down all their orchards, and they don't have food or money.
yeah.
Womp,
We're just gonna
womp.
leave.
Well, yeah.
And then we're just gonna leave.
Yeah. It's have a revolution anywhere you go. So
Womp, womp.
Oh, yeah. And also, I also wanted to have like the idea of a slave catching agency is very fucking morbid, and so I wanted, and I was like, it would be unrealistic not to have it. How do I do it in a way that's still fun? And it's like, okay, I think like the idea of it being like a fantasy troll kind of like insane creature is a lot more palatable than like, no, these are real humans doing these to like at least like in my does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
And he sounded like Chris Hemsworth.
and he sounded like Dementus, yeah.
Exactly. So it was all good.
Yep. He ate, and then he blew up.
My main goal in life is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
It's gonna be fucking wild, you guys exiting after you killed Sweet Tooth, where it's gonna be like, who's in charge? Literally nobody. Bro, they're all gone.
That's not for me to figure out.
That's for you to deal with.
Yep. Unria steps up.
Unria.
Oh yeah, Unria.
I'm interested to see what Eurycles' whole deal is.
What do you mean, Gab? That's not Heracles.
It's not Heracles.
It's
you
not
stupid
Heracles.
Fuck. What are you talking about?
Curve Cut's not Heracles. Not all Aarakocra can be Heracles.
Kate and I were talking about it, and it's like, if you guys even somehow learn about Heracles, if you guys meet up with Curve Cut and you like mend the bridge there, and you got and like Curve Cut goes, I have something to tell you guys. You go, you're a princess. And it's like, no, I'm fucking not a princess, you weirdo.
No.
I love that, like, we were so unhappy. Like, there's very few things where we, like, stopped you midway through and went, but I can't. I'm wickedly uncomfortable. Even with AJ's eyes. But Curve Cut's voice was like, we were like, stop. I don't like red light.
I'm very happy you guys pulled the red light. I could not sustain that. It's like when people learn how to breathe in and out at the same time. I was gonna fucking pass out if I kept doing that. So.
I love when we were in the shop and like I'm just having a conversation with Curve Cut and Mud's like, guys, I am having a panic attack. Why are we making friends with the slaver lords?
Because there's something complicated going on with her that we are still picking apart.
Yeah.
Just gotta get in
Get to it.
there.
Most
We
likely,
might just have to go in.
most likely after the Molar Isles. My idea for Molar Isles is the ending is either going to push you guys towards the Fist to like follow that convoy going there, or if you guys go to Superior Trum and meet the All-God Cleric. I'm not sure which one it's going to be yet. I'm not sure, but a choice will be made, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we probably should get AJ's body.
His body.
His
My
body.
body is moving.
Well, because
Well, he has a body now.
he does.
He has a body.
A body.
Mhm.
The last session notes are crazy. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
just,
Nar body.
A lot of
body.
things happen. Although
I'm alive.
it's funny because Nico, like the reason that Nico switched to Yorda is because he went like, I just feel like AJ doesn't have like a motivation to be with the party, and I was like, makes sense, totally cool. We went over to Yorda. He now has the best motivation: get your fucking body back.
Yeah.
I want my body back, body
Back,
back, body
back.
back. Body back.
I'm so excited for AJ to be like, don't worry, guys, I'll keep you safe. And all of us at like level 8 being like, it's fine. It's cool.
be
We
good.
got it."
Let us keep you safe.
Sincerely, we've got this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we touched a little bit on the surgeries. Go team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent job.
How does Mud feel about being human? Or
Oh
does
yeah,
Mud,
he's a real boy.
or has Mud have not have
Back
time
to
to process
life.
that?
He's a real boy.
Is it in a box?
He's
You
in
can
a
put it in a
box.
box.
Put it in a box.
I love to put it in a box.
Mud is truly at the level now of, I think, who is it? Cowrie? Did Cowrie like take hold of his hand or something?
Mhm.
Or something like that.
Hmm.
And like what I'm really excited for is it's Mud being like, I feel your like warmth. I feel these things. It's like everything was either super muted senses wise, or he just didn't feel it. Like he never felt full. He never felt fully rested. He never felt, he was always uncomfortable, and it was always just a state of being to be unfulfilled. And so I think what he's really excited about is to eat something and be like, I'm good.
Aww.
I don't want any more. I'm okay.
Oh.
And so
And Mud no longer has this like rage too.
Yeah. Was that a hard decision for Mud with the chef's deal?
Oh my god, yes. It was so hard for him. Like it truly was him clinging on by a thread of being like, Olive would be mad at you if you like it was truly like that of like a kid desperately clinging on to being like, my dad's gonna my big brother's gonna get here and he's not gonna be happy with you, and so I think that was like he could have if he had met Chef earlier and Chef had been bigger, I don't think he'd be able to say no. And so
Did you create Chef? Did you guys creating Mud? Did you know Chef was going to be a part of your thing? No.
I didn't know. Drew knew, because for me it was just Mud woke up. Like
Right.
Mud got killed and Mud woke up, and then I think later on, Drew, were you the one who was like, hey, like he should be tied to this?
Yeah. Because like honestly, it already made sense with like the whole Delilah thing that happened of like, well, it's rage that brought her back, so it tracks. So
Yeah. Gotcha.
And wasn't it like if Mud had died in where Umberly in there, it would have been him first meeting Umberly and then the talons of Chef tearing through that reality and ripping through to
Yep.
be like, nope, this one's mine.
Yep. Yep.
Yo.
They're fighting
Yeah.
for real estate.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool. Wow.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Custody.
Yeah,
I-
basically.
Yeah, my favoriteest thing, like, it was so crazy, but my favorite thing was just Mud going, I'm dying.
In 4 rounds, you die permanently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Olive found
Yes.
a human ice box with a perfectly.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, all of a sudden, I have 4th level spells.
Homie started casting and just saying words, and I just had to be along for the ride.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
Yeah.
Back with all my high level spells.
Oh yeah.
'Cause the last high level character I played is Luce, and she's a monk. And so it was Doug who was the last person I could cast high level spells with.
What about Rhyme? Well, Rhyme didn't cast high level.
Rhyme wasn't high level. Also, Rhyme was a multi-class, and he was he was a sorcerer and a warlock, and so he like, even as you guys were getting thirds, he was stuck on second.
Yeah.
So.
One more thing about Chef that Kate and I talked about. We were in the car, we were talking about Palm of the Fist stuff, and Kate and I were coming with like ideas for like Olive, God stuff, all hypothetical, probably not coming down the pipeline. But we talked about like what if members of the party start dying, and like what Olive would do to kind of like try to bring people, because I was with Kate, like what she would try to do to bring people back. And I like a light bulb went off, and I looked over and I was like, because Chef is the god of revenge, do you think that some people pray to him to keep people alive so that they can be the ones to kill them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like imagine like you're over a fire, you have like a picture of someone, and you're like, I pray to you now, Chef, allow them to live until they meet me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's hard as fuck.
Kenneth Ward behavior.
Yeah, but Kenneth Ward's the biggest atheist we've ever met in our lives. So.
This is true.
And also, Kate didn't believe me. He doesn't want anything to do with you guys. He just wants to retire. And you keep showing up. That's the problem.
He kidnapped me!
On the road to retirement.
Well, sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
And if he doesn't want anything to do with us, why is he trying to get his stuff back?
Because it's his stuff.
We're pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should have known.
He should have known.
He should have known.
He should have known. And speaking of planning, Drew, was it always your plan for Mabel Redwood in the Crown Isle to not be the real thing?
Yes. Whereas like still a great power has been taken off the board now to like make the Fist's life more difficult. But yeah, so Mabel Redwood has always been like the prime original pre-hive mind has always been Bronzeback. Hasn't always been Bronzeback, but like became Bronzeback. We'll get into it. We'll get into the history, but like yeah.
When you were creating this campaign, what came first? The creation of some of the villains, or was it like the treasure hunt of finding the godly weapons, or was it like the building of certain places?
So I built the map first because I wanted to have, so in terms, it went map, coolest locations I could think of, like not having them fleshed out, but like Pirate City, Slaver City, Cowboys, Pirates, like Finger Isles, like island vibes, like things like that, like mountains in the sea, and like an untapped wilderness of like swamps and stuff. I wanted to make all of that. And then the godly weapons came, and I was like, how did this get like this? And then the villains came as a result of that. So yeah.
Very interesting. And not to toot mine and Darby's own horn here, we also had some relationship developments before all the shenanigans in the Crown Isle happened.
My gosh, you guys kissed!
We did.
How is that? How does it feel to rope, like, because obviously, you guys are friends in real life. But like, how does that dynamic work? Like, how do you navigate that and like be like,
what does it mean going forward?
Yeah. What does it mean?
What does it mean? I mean, like, the easy answer is just like communication and just like letting each other know where we're at, where our characters are at. Because Drew touched on it a bit, where like, after like, God, I don't know when the turning point was, but for me it was like, okay, like. I think it was after Cowrie got kidnapped. It was like, okay, it's now or never. Like I've gotta put on my big girl pants and do this, because like so much shit is happening, and like if Cowrie dies without knowing how Olive feels, like that would suck on so many degrees. So I texted her. I was like, hey, like this is where I'm at. This is what I'm feeling like for next session. Like, is that cool? Like, where are you at? And Darby, I don't know if you want to let me know what you share what you respond, or just like your take on it as well.
Yeah. So it was really funny because on the flip side of that, of Olive being like, we could die at any time, I have to tell you how I feel. Cowrie coming at it from us having lost so many people as a party, and Cowrie having lost, like retroactively having lost their family, is like, how can I let another person in when I'm just gonna lose them like I lose everybody? And so it was like for literally the exact same reason, Olive was like, this is the time, and Kara was like, this cannot be the time. And so we were like, okay, that's really, really juicy, so we want to dive into that. And I'm sure we'll still continue to be like a point of interest and a point of like maybe contention in their relationship, of like, because they did get into it a little bit, of Kara being like, I am so scared, but both of them being like, okay, maybe we can be brave together. And so I am very interested in seeing how that continues as we keep finding ourselves in dangerous situations with this new relationship in a place that might be kind of difficult for it to flourish. We'll try our best.
Exactly, because I mean, like in terms of like how it works, I mean, it's just like I have the best scene partner in the world in Darby.
Except I do.
I do. I'm just so fortunate to have known Darby for so long, and so like, while this is like our first time, one of our first times, like playing these games together and like exploring this dynamic, but it's like we have sort of this like trust and like and bond already, so it's like I know they've got me and I've got them in that regard, so like it's really just like what like it's the easiest game of catch, really, if I had to describe it.
Yeah, because I do always feel like I'm on the same page with you, but so much of that I think is that like we do communicate outside of it and like check in and stuff, and just I'm very grateful for that, and so grateful that I get to make this story with you, and I love you very much.
As am I love you very much.
Yeah.
So it was nice, like as much as I love a slow burn, it was nice to like extinguish the flame.
Reach an ignition point.
We've reached an ignition point.
We're not just wasting gas anymore.
Exactly, because I feel like with like romance arcs, or even just like secrets in a game, it's like there has to come a point where you gotta like let it come to light, because then all of a sudden, if not now, when? Or like you'll get to a point, it's like, well, I really wanted this to happen, but I guess it didn't.
Nope. Oh, shucks.
Shucks. But no, I'm very glad it happened when it did, because also Carrie goes down a fucking lot.
Yep, this is true. Or maybe more now.
What was that?
It's getting kind of hot in here.
Sorry, I had a margarita in a can. It's not my fault.
The horniest of all drinks.
You're so right for that. But yeah, it's, I think those are all our points. But just to like, I mean, what a high to go off on. But just like a final like wrapping up, since we got both arcs in 2 hours. Good job, team.
Let's go.
Caught up.
Yo.
We'll just go around. Everyone of these last 2 arcs, what stands out to you the most as parts that surprised you, / Drew? What's been your favorite part to DM of these 2 arcs? I'll start to give you all a chance to think about it. I guess the parts that surprised me, I mean, I talked about it a little bit with the whole carpal tunnel stuff. I mean, you could see it on the stream. Every time Ken showed up, we were like, just like,
you motherfucker.
Just the shock was like clear on our face.
Not this guy again.
This fucking guy. But like,
Galumba.
I'm trying to think genuine Oh no, I think the part that surprised me the most was learning that the the All-Seer, the All-Hearer, and the All-Sayer were Cowrie's family, given that we had met some of them in the past, like pre-stream and like outside of the game.
That was crazy.
That was a really nice connection to make, and it was really nice to learn more about Cowrie as a character and like where they came from. Gab, you next.
Most surprising, I think. Well, I think the well was really fun to play and like fun to go back there and all of that. I think the most surprising, I mean, we knew like, I think the most surprising thing was Mud and Cowrie in the
Purple Tunnels?
No. The battle where they battled, but it was laid out like Zomwei Fu.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ken meeting them there. That surprised me. I know we kind of like we knew he was coming, but we weren't sure if we were actually gonna run into him. So that whole thing was good. That surprised me.
Hell yeah.
Moss.
My meds are kicking in. Give me a second.
All good. Darby, you go.
There were two things I was very surprised by. Hers pivot to Herbarian. Very fun, very cool time. And also, Mud in the last fight in that transformation to being alive again and those super clutch surgery rolls. Just like any like pivot in build that is story motivated, I think is always so interesting, and you guys have done them so well, and it has been such a joy to see it play out, and was just so cool and a privilege to watch.
I just realized because I looked at the page that the notes are on. Mud got his druid subclass in our time almost exactly a year ago.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It was the 29th of November of last year.
Damn.
Damn.
And listen, for me, I have never had like for me it was last session with Mud is the thing that like I will remember about. It's the same equivalent to like it's these moments that you have. Like Drew does such a great job of running the game that we're all like having. Like, we are always having moments that in any other game and with any other person or players, we'd be like, that was the best part of the campaign, and we have them every single session. But there are certain moments where you're like, that is something I will remember for the rest of my life. Aww. And the last fight is something that is gonna stick with me, because it's just, for the first arc after escaping the Arbor, it was just the four of us, and it was very much a Cowrie, Olive, and her combined experience, and then having it all kind of morph into all four of us, like, coming together in this Frankenstein-ass tower, and working together, and it finally felt, like, not just Mud's part, but it finally felt like all four of us were like, oh, we're all the right build now. We're all on the same page, and we're all gonna kick the shit out of this woman, and we're gonna do it in a way that makes it so she'll never be able to come back to this body ever again. And I obsess over that. I love that, and I just deeply and I also just deeply loved our lowest moment, where it's the three of us being like, what the fuck are we doing? What is like the point of all of this? We're hemorrhaging people. We have made more hot exits in the last week than I've ever made in my entire life combined until now. And I just love going from that point to where we are right now, where we've gotten AJ back. We've, her is back. Like all these things, and it's just, I can't wait to see where we go.
Also, last surprise I want to add, because it really did shock, I think, all of us, is when Drew was like, so you run out to the front of the deck and you see Olive on the deck face down
Oh
or whatever,
my
and she
God.
died.
Yeah.
And we're like, she what? You know? And then you're like,
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. I'm like,
Oh
what the
my
fuck, Drew? What do you mean
God,
you're gonna end
yes.
tonight's
That
session?
was the
But-
only time that I was like, we all having a good time, and you all went, no,
No.
we are not.
That
Yeah.
was also, I like will never forget, like there was something so good, so like tasty about the horror of realizing that the brain in the jar, like I think Olive, like Kate asked her like what color are their eyes,
Yeah.
and it was the same green as AJ's eyes, and the horror that just washed over us, that was like, no, my real body in real life is not happy right now.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not having a good time, but in the best way possible.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, it was absolutely insane. And Drew, take us home.
All right.
Take us home.
No problem. So, I like Moss. I think said it best in the way of like, because not talking about like story beats, like surprising, everything is surprising and wonderful. You guys are great at this. Talking about it like from the bird's eye view of like the real players, team composition, how you guys play the game, and my knowledge of that. Moss said it best, where the immediate pivot in the laboratory, like Frankenstein's ass like fight, like my biggest concern going into the Slaver arc was it's cowboys, and like the previous games that I've done, people have thought, oh, the cowboy arcs of those, or like the cowboy arc that we did was like one of the strongest arcs that I've ever done, and so it's like, oh, cowboy plus Slaver lords equals like never-ending fun and combat, and a small fear was building in my mind of, oh, is this going to become one of those games where it's very combat focused and it's very like violence first and it's going to get very uninteresting? And you guys have blown me away in two key areas. Number one, even in like the Molar Owls being a small little like sampler tutorial going into the wider like fist and tangle root areas, you guys have kept the roleplay and story elements so incredibly strong, even though your main motivator is we have to kill people and save people. Like, it still feels like so deep and so rich, and the way you guys interact in such an emotional way, it's so engaging to be able to watch like all these connections be formed. And then in combination to that, in regards to combat, you guys, I think like you know, the palm and like the well was like the beginning of it. This was the solidification, where it's like the arbor very much was like a, we're all role playing, we're having a fun time. There wasn't really anything like it felt like a bunch of people having a fun time, but like it felt more like a team these last couple times than I think it has the entire game, where the goal is very clear. The conversations are very clear cut of this is what I want, this is what I want to do, and here's where we're going to execute that. And that's very rewarding for me because it means I get to do more cool shit for you guys faster. And so that's what I love to see. So you guys are amazing, and I love you all.
We love you. We love you
We
all.
love you. Thank you.
And so, congratulations for anyone watching. You are now caught up on the Palm and the Fist.
You did it.
You did it. Congratulations. And guess what? We are we doing Palm and
Yes,
the
we
Fist
are.
now? We are
We're all
streaming Palm and the Fist with a special guest tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. Same bad time, same bad channel.
We're like 8:30.
More like
More
8:30.
8:45 probably.
That's just about.
9 at the latest.
Jason, we might be late.
Same
We're
bad-
always late. We are always late.
That's why I say same bad time, same bad channel. You
Yep.
know where to find us. We will be here.
We will be debating about Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and Mark Wahlberg
They
before
all look
stream.
the
Yeah, while we
They were all
have-
the same person.
Yeah,
What
While we
Mad
have you-
Max thing will I rip off next? Tune in.
Yeah, if you're still in the
Next
chat,
will be
let
Chris
us
Hemsworth.
know. Do you think that Matt Damon, Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg, and who was the fourth one?
John Blackthorne.
And John Blackthorne. Do you think that they are the same man? Let us know how you feel in the chat.
If
but
you do,
also-
we'll know that you watched this the whole way through, and we'll
Exactly, that's how we'll know. That's
I
how
want
we'll
to see
know.
1,000 comments just saying Matt Damon, no context.
That's how we know you really watched this video.
I'm about to get to work making 1,000 YouTube channels for this.
I have 7 alternate accounts. But in all sincerity, thank you all so much for coming to the table. We will see you very, very soon for those tuning into our live streams. And everyone, be well, take care of yourself, have a great rest of your night. Thank you for coming to the table. Good night. Good night.